Hey guys, how's it going? Tim here from Droid Life. Today, we're taking a peek at the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 on Sprint's 4G LTE network. Yep, you heard it. Sprint's got their 4G LTE network out here in Portland, Oregon, so we've been having some fun with this device. And this video is for our full review. Basically, we're going to be going over the outside of the device and a little bit of the inside. This phone has a lot of features packed in, so I'm going to be making a separate video showcasing all of the S Pen features and some of the proprietary apps that Samsung baked in. So for now, let's get right into the little hardware overview here. And as you can see, here's the front of the device. Rocks a huge 5.6-inch 1080p HD Super AMOLED display. It's crazy crisp. But right here you have a 2-megapixel front-facing camera right here along the top side. On the bottom you got Samsung's famous home button, and then right here would be the back and the settings button. Along the back side here, real quick, I want to touch on that there is no carrier branding on this phone, unlike what you'll see on Verizon's Galaxy Note 2 where it'll say Verizon 4G LTE. It says this is on Sprint, but it has no carrier branding. It's nice. It just says Samsung Galaxy Note 3, very nice, very minimal. It's professional looking. It's nice. I mean, last year's Note 2 model, Verizon stuck a logo right here on the home button, and it was completely horrendous. So we're really glad that, say, Sprint or no one else is doing that, and Verizon already said that they aren't doing that with this year's model, so that's good. So right here on the top, you have your 13-megapixel camera with LED flash right here. You have this faux leather plastic. I'm calling it like a faux plasticky leather, because I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not like a real leather. This is definitely some type of plastic texture. It's just, it's okay. It's not the nicest thing in the world, but I've been kind of getting used to it. It still shows fingerprints quite a bit, but it's alright. Got your Galaxy Note 3 right there. Along the bottom here, you have your S Pen, of course. You have your USB 3.0 port, so you have your regular micro USB right here, and then when you stick in the larger adapter, it's, you know, USB 3.0, so you're going to be getting some big speeds out there when it comes to file and data transfers over to your desktop and all that fun stuff. You have your speaker right here along the bottom. Last year's model had the speaker on the back side, which I actually preferred because, say, when I'm holding the device and the speaker's right here, say when I'm playing a game, it covers up the speaker. So you kind of have to like spider grip, so that way you're not covering up the speaker, or you have to hold it a little bit lower, which I don't really care for. I like to have a good grip on my device when I'm playing a game, especially if it's like Need for Speed and I'm kind of going all over the place and flicking to get the NOS boost and all that. I want to make sure I have full control over the device so it doesn't go flying out of my hand or something like that when I hit a tight corner. So again, we can take a peek at the S Pen real quick. So they did a lot of work with the S Pen. Basically, it's still your same old S Pen, but they put a lot more functionality in there. So when you kind of get close to the display, you can hit that button and bring up your S window and action memos and all that fun stuff. I mean, other than that, it's all plastic right here, but this is kind of like a metallic-y leather look. It's not too bad. I kind of like it. They said when they unveiled it that you could put it anywhere, or I mean like kind of insert it any way you want, but you still have to either insert it the front way or the back way. You can't put it in sideways. So that's kind of a downer. I thought they meant you could just stick it in any old way you want. But nope, you got to either go front or back with it, which isn't too bad. Along the left side here, you got your volume rocker up and down. Other than nothing too much. This is kind of a metallic edge right here. Feels pretty nice, much like the Galaxy S4. You know, you're not going to see too much plastic, kind of like you saw on the S3 or the Galaxy Note 2. I mean, this is all either kind of glass front, faux leather back, and then that metallic end. There's not much plastic going on, if you will. Volume rocker, and then on the right side here we have your power switch, and then noise canceling mics up here on the top. IR blaster right here for anyone who wants to be controlling their TVs with it. So I mean, that's a look at the outside. The phone is running a Snapdragon 800 processor from Qualcomm with 3 gigs of RAM, so basically it's a spec beast. I'm going to go and wipe it off here. As you can see, this huge display has no problem picking up fingerprint marks. So let's turn it on real quick. We'll just take a peek at the UI and the settings menu real quick. Here's your basic lock screen. It's running Android 4.3, so it does support lock screen widgets. So as you can see, I'm running dash clock right here. Thanks for turning off. Running dash clock, pull it down much like any other lock screen widget. Whole bunch of fun. You can add multiple widgets and all that, just like any old Jelly Bean running device. Here's your basic touchscreen lock with TouchWiz lock home screen. It hasn't changed much from what we've seen in the past. Samsung is reluctant on changing up the looks of TouchWiz. We really wish they would. We should probably send them a message or something saying, hey, you really need to switch to TouchWiz because we're getting bored of looking at the same thing that we've seen ever since, Gingerbread. I think it's been the same green battery status icon, and there's just not a lot of color going on. There's not a lot of... It's not fun to look at anymore. It's just getting pretty plain and boring. But, you got your apps, and they go sideways, and then you can access your widgets. It's just like basic Android functionality, except it's just TouchWiz. So you're not going to be seeing anything too crazy from that. Let's take a peek here in the settings. I wanted to say that LG did a thing where when you pull down with one finger, you would only get your notifications, and of course LG skin took up half of the notification bar up here, but when you do the two-finger pull down, you can access all of your system toggles, kind of like on a stock Android device, except LG took that away, and where you did two-finger, you weren't getting all of your system toggles, and HTC did that with the one. So being able to two-finger pull down and have all your system toggles, even though it's not the sexiest looking thing you've ever seen, it still works, so we appreciate that. So when we go under here into settings, we can see that basically Samsung has a massive settings menu. Under this left tab, you have all your connections, so anything that would use like a radio, like your Wi-Fi, hotspot, GPS, Bluetooth, all that stuff gets under the connections menu. And if you want to find a setting under that tab, you can use the search if you don't really know what you're looking for, or something like if you can't really find it. The settings menu needs that search bar because there's so much stuff. Say under the controls, where you get into all the air controls, air view, air commands, motion control, all smart screen. There's so much to look at that you're going to be thankful that search bar is there. And then let's take a quick peek real quick at the About device. As you can see, it is running Android 4.3, and we can still do that fun little tippity tap and get our little Jelly Bean friend. We long press on him, and we got our Jelly Beans. It's fantastic. Nice thing about the Note 3 is that if you do plan on picking it up, you can expect this device to see a quick bump up to Android 4.4. KitKat, once it's finally released by Google, and when Samsung kind of has their flagship devices, they tend to be pretty quick about updating them to the newest OS version, so that'll be a nice little bump up once that finally comes. And other than that, just not too much going on. It's such a massive device. I'm going to be doing another video going over some of the S Pen stuff, like like I was saying, pull it out here and it pops up this quick little menu. It's got a screen write, S Finder, pen window, scrapbooker, which I love, and action memo, which is great. It's because you can like write down a number right there, save it, and then later you can come back to it, and right there from the action memo you can call someone, save it to your contacts, send a text to that number, and all that fun stuff. So until then, I'll do that video. Be sure to check out our full review of the Note 3 coming out soon, and we'll talk to you soon. We're Droid Life. Peace.